Hey guys, all right. I'm actually going to stop the recording really quick until we get started. All right, you guys. Hello, hello. I know we've been looking forward to this training. We're so excited. Our team has actually been utilizing, Erica is having amazing success working with Alex. A little about him. He started in network marketing in 2017. He built a team of 1,500 people, but the most impressive thing is he grew organically on Instagram in 90 days. Remember, me and Jen are always saying you can do magic in 90 days. And in 90 days, he built 15,000 new followers organically, completely organically. And that is what we want to learn to do, you guys. Imagine if your business could have 15,000 new followers in the next 90 days. What would your business look like? That is huge. And right now is the time to really start running. We have Black Friday coming up. We have 2026 coming up. People are excited. People are looking for a better way. People are looking for a way to bring extra money in while being at home with their children. And we have that opportunity. So, no further ado, I am going to turn it over to our host himself, Alex. Thank you so much for being on. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity and the nice introduction. I'm super excited to be here and maybe make a one in the chat if you're excited for today's social media masterclass. And is it also possible that I can type something in the chat, or is that not enabled? Maybe we can check that in the meantime. It would be super cool. And then let's get the party started. So before we get into this, you guys are blessed that you work with Jennifer and Emma. I mean, I met those incredible people. I think like the first time in Dallas, I had before I called with Jennifer once, and then we met in Dallas at the network marketing event, and the power what those people have, incredible. Like you're really blessed when you work with Amber and Jennifer because they can really teach you like all the good stuff, and that's absolutely phenomenal. So what I want to show you today is how you can use social media to get much more people in the business. And I prepared a social media presentation for you guys. And here's what we cover today. So today we will cover how to fix your profile so people actually want to join your business, how to turn likes and poll votes into real conversations, and how to get daily leads even if you don't have so much time, and how to create videos that actually attract buyers. But before we get into this, let me tell you how I got started in network marketing. I started 2017 when I was a chef in Austria and I worked in a five-star hotel, and I realized I cannot do this until the rest of my life because I earned $1,700 a month flipping burgers, chopping onions. And in the five-star hotel, there were people spending that amount just for one night. And I was like, what is this place? So why can I never do something like this? And I realized I need to have a business. And the easiest way for me to do this was network marketing because I could start without any knowledge about business and I can just talk to people because all the system is provided. So it took me more than 3 years to earn the same amount as in my full-time job. Then I quit my job and I flew to Dominican Republic and I booked a one-way ticket and I called my mom and I said, I fly to Dominican Republic and I can't tell you when I'm back. It's 2 weeks, 2 years, 2 months, I don't know, but I gotta go. The crazy thing was I was good at recruiting, but I was very bad at leading my team. So the problem was that all the team collapsed when I was in Dominican Republic. So I need to learn how to lead my team. So what I did different is when I finally signed somebody up, the number one goal what I had is my goal was that they make money. So it's not over when they join and you find a new one, because that's what I did wrong for the first 3 years. You need to help them that they make money as soon as possible, because that helps them basically to create a shield, and that shield helps them from all the negativity what they get from the people. For example, when the aunt says, oh, that doesn't make sense, or network marketing, nobody makes money in that business. And then they say, yeah, but I made already $200 in the previous week. So you need to focus on that they make money as soon as possible. And then you need to show how people make money when they work with you. And that's what I did for 1.5 months. That's the only thing what I did, completely crazy. And I posted on social media and I tripled my sales volume. And in total, I recruited more than 120 people because of all those strategies. Then I was in Mexico and my company got sold that I worked with. I worked with Jones before, and I decided to teach all this stuff, what works on social media, to people in network marketing. Then I met Christina and we moved together to Miami because she shared a dream with me. She wanted to go to Miami and I said, okay, let's go. And then we created a social media program where we help people in network marketing to do exactly those things. And one of our clients, for example, is Debbie. She reached 5.6 million accounts when we worked together. She got 450 new followers by just optimizing her profile. And this is very interesting. We simplified her entire profile. So what we did basically is we structured it in a way that it's understandable for everyone. We structured every single highlight differently so people know immediately what she's doing and what she's offering. And that helped her to get much more people in the business. Same as we did with Kati. She recruited 9 new people in just the 5 weeks when we worked together. And she was a police officer before in Austria. And she taught all the things at her company event in Austria. And that was super interesting in front of 100 people. And I also launched my own podcast. It's called Mental Candy with Alex. And in the last 90 days, I gained more than 15,000 organic followers. And I tell you now exactly what I did, so you can do that too. So maybe I'm curious when you write in the chat, because Jennifer said before we have some people from Paris watching or from France. It's like crazy nighttime, like 2 a.m. Like maybe you can write that in the chat. It's like crazy. It's really late. And so what you need to understand, how people spend time on social media is they literally scroll super fast and they have an attention span like a goldfish. So if you don't grab them immediately, they just scroll past you. And I want to show you something. This is very interesting on how not to start the video. I'm gonna try to share, but it says share sound is not activated. Okay. Let's see how we can do this. Maybe it still works. So here's, for example, a video. Did you have an audio or not?
No audio for some reason. We are using the webinar platform with
Okay.
Zoom just because it allowed us to have way more people.
Okay. Okay. So what she said basically, so see, she started the video and she said, "Good morning, everybody. Look at me. I'm here." And if you do basically things like that, people just scroll past you. And this is what you cannot do anymore, because on Instagram now, we have more than 3 billion users. So if you don't grab people's attention immediately, you lose them in a second. So what we need to do different is we need to structure our message in a way that it's useful for people and people see immediately what the video is about. So here's my 3 steps framework, how you can use that. First, in the first 3 seconds, you speak about who the video is for and what the video is about. So what I did in every single video, I try to mention network marketers because my target audience are network marketers. And I start the video with network marketers don't know what to post today. Every single video. Or for example, I make another video. Network marketers, here is why nobody buys from you. Or here is why you don't grow your Instagram account. And I call out my audience because you need to market to a specific audience. So for example, you don't market to network marketers. You market to somebody different. You market, for example, to stay-at-home moms, single moms, travel lovers, skincare enthusiasts, whatever it is. But you need to mention it. It's easier in the beginning to dominate a niche than try to market to everyone. Because there's a famous saying, I'm sure you heard that before. If you market to everybody, you market to nobody. So here is how we start. We start with the hook in the first 3 seconds. In the middle part, we speak about what the video is about. And at the end of the video, we need to tell people what they should do. I say, for example, share this with your team so they find it also available or they know what they post today, and follow my account if you want more information about that. And I literally did this for like 3 months. And the results were incredible. I tell people with the text on the screen and with my wording what the video is about. So you cannot just say, as I mentioned before, when you go to Instagram and you say, hey, yeah, I'm here, because people just scroll past you. Another thing what is useful is when you share skincare routines, or for example, here are 3 tips or 3 mistakes what you do when you buy your next day cream. And then you explain, for example, the 3 mistakes what people do because you have a much better cosmetic than all the other things what you can buy in the shops. And if you, for example, explain the 3 things and somebody is watching your video and they say, okay, I need to buy a day cream in the next 2 weeks for sure because mine is almost empty. And Amber spoke about the 3 mistakes what I shouldn't do when I buy skincare. I rather save it because then I can also watch it later. And my friend Sandra wanted to buy a cream as well. I sent it to her because maybe it's also available for her. So if we get people that they share the video, that's the highest metric for Instagram. It doesn't matter if somebody likes it, comments it, or whatever, or saves it. The number one thing what helps people, what helps videos to go viral is when they are shareable. Because you need to understand one thing. What does Instagram want? Instagram wants that you keep people on the platform. A like doesn't keep people on the platform. A comment doesn't keep people on the platform. A save also doesn't keep people on the platform. Maybe you watch it later or not. But a share is different. Because if I share a video with Amber, she gets a notification. Alex shared a video with you. So basically watch that. And I force you to watch a video. So when you think about it, it makes sense, right? So we need to make videos that are useful for people. And I prepared some amazing scripts for you, how you can do this. And before we get into all that stuff, for whom is it difficult to record videos? Maybe you can make a 1 in the chat, or write in the chat, for example, if you say, for me, it's really hard to make videos, make a 1 in the chat. And
Raise your hand. You guys, I don't think the webinar has chat. We have Q&A, but raise your hand if it's difficult for you.
Okay, raise your hand. Give me the hands. Awesome. So, you know what's crazy? The reason why it is difficult for you to record videos is because you care too much what other people think about you. So let's imagine this. You had your uncle who sends you every month $4,000. And they say, Jennifer, I don't want you to record videos because it's weird. In our family, nobody does it. So please stop recording videos because I send you every month $4,000 for your rent and for your car. And if you keep doing videos, I don't send you money anymore. I mean, if that would be the case, then I would say, okay, I mean, I get the money every month, but it's not the case, right? So we need to take responsibility for our life. And if all the other people who think that's weird making videos, if they would actually know how much money they could make, they would also make videos, let's be honest. If they can see the outcome, for example, what Amber built, if they can have a glimpse in the future, they would start recording videos already yesterday. Because why wouldn't they? But the thing is, you need to just make the videos and speak in the camera. That's the number one thing what you need to do to build trust. Because what you want is that a stranger on Instagram says, here's my credit card, sign me up. And you only get that when you speak in the camera. So what can we do now to get more people in the business? When you break it down, there are not so many options. You can reach out to new people. So what are most people doing that wrong? They send a message like this. Hi, Alex, I hope you're doing well. I'm reaching out to see if you're interested in leveraging a launch of a second patented product in the health and optimization space. The potential income is like 500,000. It's completely crazy. When you send a message like this, it just doesn't work. The reason why it's not working is because he's not interested in me. He's just interested in selling me his health optimization product. But he knows nothing about me. So that's the reason why that approach is not working. So what can we do instead? We need to make a reach out message what is more natural. So how can it look like? For example, like this. Hi, Jenny, I saw you're a mom. I have two teenage boys myself, and I love connecting with other moms here on Instagram. How old are yours? This is, for example, a way what is so simple, and you can literally take that message and send it out 50 times a day to moms who use the hashtags mom, mom life, daughter day, son day, whatever. You can literally hammer those messages because you need to increase the conversations. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. Okay? But you don't need to do it on your own. You can use a service, what I show you later, basically a DM service who sends out 30 to 50 messages a day to your target audience. But that's what I explain you later how that works. Or when you can also do something different. So what is the outcome when it comes to network marketing? The outcome is I can travel as much as I want. I can live at different places. I can move to Dubai if I want. I can send my kids to the best schools. That's the end result. So if we know that we already get to that destination, we can also, for example, initiate a conversation about traveling because there are a lot of people who like to traveling. And the great thing about your business is that you can literally build it from everywhere. So what you can do, you can pick somebody's favorite holiday destination and you can say, hey, I've seen you follow Punta Cana. I was there also a couple of years ago. It was amazing. When were you there the last time? I can initiate a conversation like that because it's natural, it's normal, and it's not weird that you just send like a random message in the chat where you tell them about the business in the first time. Second, this is one of the most effective way to attract people. The previous slide was about we look for people and we initiate a conversation. This is about we attract people. So how do we attract people the smart way? We make a poll on Instagram and we ask our audience a question. That can be, for example, how much would you like to earn part-time? And you let people vote. $500, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. And whenever somebody votes on that poll, you shoot them a message. And you say, hey, Johnny, thanks for voting on my poll. How would your life change if you would make an extra $1,000 a month? That's a great way to initiate a conversation and to attract people. The way how that works is you cannot have 16 stories online where you take your dog for a walk, in the second you drink a carrot juice, and then maybe in the third story you upload that poll because nobody votes on it, because it's too many stories. So that this story has the most effect is you need to wait until all the stories what you have expire, then you wait 6 hours, and then you upload it as a single photo where people can clearly see your face. Don't show it as a video, make just a photo where people can see. I always make a selfie, it's so easy to do, and I make it everywhere I go, make a selfie, I make a poll. And I do this twice a week. And twice a week, those stories help me that I have like every day a bunch of calls who want to buy one of the things I offer. That's the only thing I do because I message every single person who's voting on the poll. Another one, what you can do is look at this, how brilliant it is. If you had to choose one, what would you like more of right now? More energy, you can sell supplements, extra income, more free time, you can sell the business, better skin glow, you sell your skincare routine. So you filter basically who's interested in the things what you sell with Farmacia. It's awesome, right? And those are things what you can do twice a week to constantly get more people in the business. And if you don't have the poll, during the week, you show results. Skincare, what's the result of the skincare before and after? But don't make the mistake and show the bottle because people don't buy the bottle, they just buy the result. Another thing what you can do, you can talk to the people who like your post. And guess what? If somebody likes something on my profile, I message them. Because if you like something on my profile, you are somehow interested in the things that I do. Because if you would hate all that stuff that I do, you wouldn't even follow me. And if you would really hate all that stuff that I do, you also wouldn't like the post. So if you like, I'm gonna message you. So, and what you can do is you can message them and you can say, hey, thanks for the like. Are you just being supportive or are you interested in starting your own online business? You can start a conversation like this. Easy. You can, in the beginning, you need to look at every single movement on your profile. It doesn't matter if they like, if they comment, they interact with you. And the more people you get on liking your stuff is if you post more videos and you speak more in the camera. Because then you get more people liking your stuff. You can send out your more messages. The more messages you send out, the more people you get in the business. What should you do when nobody votes on your poll? Did you ever experience that? Maybe raise your hand, you upload a poll and nobody votes on it. The reason why that happens is because I mean, I don't believe that nobody votes on the poll. So, but most of the people is like this. If people don't vote on the poll, you want to eat the fruit before you plant the seed. And they don't basically, they're not 100% convinced already that you can really help them. So what you need to do in that situation is you need to show more social proof. Social proof is the number one thing that is selling on social media because everybody can talk about the craziest things and numbers and invent something, whatever. But when you really show people stories, this is what makes a huge difference. Because you can't fake it. It's almost impossible. I mean, technically you could fake it, but it's almost impossible to fake it when you make a video and you say, I had a skincare for 20 years. I never had a good result. And I finally found something that really helps. And that helped me to look like this now. And before I look like this. That's hard to fake. And this is the thing that is selling. And that's the reason, for example, why if you look at Red Bull, the energy drink from Austria, they have 29 million followers on Instagram. That's ridiculous. That's like a can, a drink, a freaking drink. But what do they show? They don't show the drink. They show community, they show stunts, they show action stuff. But it doesn't mean that you need to take now a bike and make a backflip from a mountain, what Red Bull does. It just shows that you need to show the community. You need to show how people make money. You need to show how they use the products. Next, when is the right time to pivot? Did you ever ask that question, for example, when you have a conversation with somebody on Instagram? When can I finally speak about the business? When is the right time to take a private conversation to business? Write that down. That's super important. Two things. When you find out why do you believe this business would be a good fit for him, number one. Number two, what's in it for him if he builds the business? Why do you believe he's a good fit? And what's in it for him? And if you don't know those questions, you cannot invite him to see the business. Because if you still do, people don't reply to you, they have no idea why they should watch the video, and that doesn't work. So you need to ask more questions. So for example, I speak with someone on Instagram, let's say I work out, that guy is a teacher and also works out. And I ask him, for example, hey, you're amazing in shape. Like, what's your goal for the next 5 years? Do you want to live in Austria forever? Or do you want to maybe move to another country or whatever? And maybe he says, I would like to move to Dubai. I said, okay, cool. But what do you do with your job when you're a teacher in Austria? So yeah, I don't know. I cannot take my job to Dubai. Okay. So, and I found already out that he also works out like I do, and he has a dream that he wants to go to Dubai. But he can't because he has a job in Austria. So what if he would enroll in pharmacy and he would build this thing for the next 2 years part-time and take his entire family from Austria to Dubai because he makes anyways that amount what he can make literally from anywhere in the world? Could that be interesting for him? Of course it could be. So what do we do now? We need to take the information what we collected before and we invite him. But how do we invite him? By telling him exactly what's in it for him if he does it. So for example, if I say to him, I say, hey, John, you told me the last time you have the dream that you would like to go to Dubai, but you cannot do this because you're a teacher in Austria and you cannot take your teaching job to Dubai. And I think a man like you in the business where I'm involved, you would crush it completely and you can even build it from Dubai because it's an online business. And we anyways work with also nutritional products, skincare and stuff. You would crush it. If I would send you a video how that works, would it be interesting for you? It's so hard to say no because what he would do is he wouldn't say no to pharmacy, he would say no to the dream. And it's easy to say no to network marketing, but it's hard to say no to the dreams. So that's the reason why you always need to sell the dream. Does it make sense? Why people ghost you? The reason why people ghost you is because you presented the business at the wrong place. And this is important to understand. If you present the business at the wrong place, people ghost you, they don't reply to you, and then they say, Alex only had the conversation with me because he wanted to sell me something. And then it's the reason why it's not working, because nobody wants to get sold. You know, they all want to have an opportunity but change their life forever. So you need to structure that. And if you try to sell everything to everybody as soon as possible, then you get ghosted, people don't reply to you, and then your business is stuck. So we need to listen. There is no shortcut for that. So what can we do now to make better videos based on the template what I showed you before? If we think now back to the beginning of the presentation, what I told you is how to grab somebody's attention in the beginning. So how can we do that now with the products that you offer? So you could make a video and you can literally yell in the camera because people are attracted to energy, okay? And you could say, my skincare routine was a disaster. I had dryness, breakouts, no glow, and then I fixed it. I tried everything, drugstore, salons, natural products, nothing helped. And then finally I learned what must and must not be inside cosmetic products. Write me the word reset and I will share my personal recommendation with you. The reason why that works is because you create curiosity. What is the thing that she found out? Curiosity killed the cat. This is interesting. If you understand this, you will have much more views because you grab somebody's attention immediately, you tell people what the video is about, and you show them what they should do next. You always tell them, comment that word below. Because if somebody is commenting reset, I message them and I say, hey, thanks for the comment. Which products did you try already? And they say, yeah, I tried this and this and this. Are you open to try something better? Obviously, because otherwise they wouldn't be commenting. Of course, if you make now one video, you won't get like 60 customers overnight. Not now. But if you do this over time, this is what I did for my videos, what helped me to gain more than 15,000 followers by hammering every single day a video where I just speak in the camera without showing myself naked and without dancing. Okay? So, and this is super interesting because if you structure the videos well, you get much more people to interact. Here's another idea. You could start a video when you get your first check. You could say, I was shocked when I realized that. One day I checked my bank account and I received $500 from Farmacy. What the crazy part is that for me, it was always hard to imagine that I gave myself a raise of $500. If I would go to my boss and I would ask for a $500 raise, he would just say, leave the office, little girl, right? So it's like, and you can hear, you decide the own money that you make. So, and then you say, if you want to give yourself a raise, comment money below and I'll show you what I did. Same principle. Because if I follow you and you are a friend of mine and I watch you constantly and you start a video with, I was shocked when I realized that, I'm like, what did you realize? So let me watch that. Maybe I missed something in your life, you know? If that makes sense for you, raise your hand. Next, what else can I do? Let's say you're a stay-at-home mom. You could make a video, you can say, stay-at-home moms, don't ask your husband for money to do this instead. And you can say, I hated it when I wanted to go to the hairdresser and I had to ask my husband to send me $100 or $300 to get my hair done. So I decided to build my own online business with products I use anyways, but in the worst quality. So I decided to upgrade all the cosmetics products. And even I can build a business with that without risking the job that I do or without sacrificing the time with the kids at home. So if you're a mom and you're sick and tired of watching from the sidelines and asking your husband for money, comment money below, whatever. And you can do this with so many different topics. You just need to be a little bit creative. And I give you also later some amazing ideas what you can do to get more people in the business. And if you like that stuff already, then what I can show you now is I literally show 2-3 times a week videos on my Instagram account, what you can post today. If you don't know what to post today, I make literally every time videos and I'm gonna show you that real quick. You just need to go through my profile and when you scroll down a little bit, you see constantly some videos about, for example, network marketers, 3 ways to find great people, or network marketers, nobody's watching your videos, 2 Instagram accounts, does it make sense or not? And for example, like here, don't know what to post today. And I make those polls and stuff like this, you can always just copy the strategy. So if you haven't followed already, just make sure to do this because then you're always up to date, okay? So Next, you need to promise yourself that you keep building until it works. Because one thing is very interesting. If the aircraft doesn't take off, there is the end of the runway at some point. And that's the place of disappointment. That's the place where people come to you and say, Sandra, are you still doing network marketing when you get a real job? Because they watch you, they see you, maybe 2, 3 years struggling, maybe making $200 a month. And this is the place where dreams are going to die. So you don't want to be there. You need to get the aircraft from the ground. And the way you get the aircraft from the ground is by having a lot of conversations in a short period of time. So let's say I would challenge myself now. So let's say from now on until the 5th of October, I challenge myself. I invite 100 people to take a look at Farmasi. And I think about it. Why do I believe they would be a good fit? What's in it for them if they would take a look? And I send out 100 voice messages and invite people to take a look, same as I showed in the example before with the Dubai story and the teacher. And if you would make in the next 7 days, I can guarantee you, you have 7 to 10 new people in your business, 100%. Because you can't tell me that you talk with 100 people and then everybody says no. Like, this wasn't possible. You know, it's like if you put so much energy in one direction, of course it helps. And the universe sees that you are serious, and that also helps. So if you do, of course, it doesn't work if you say, okay, I speak with 100 people until March next year. Of course, it doesn't work because it just fades away. Like people drop in the funnel and they dry out, and nobody drops goes through the funnel, you know. So you need to create so much momentum in the beginning. Of course, you don't do this forever because you can't. You cannot send out so many voice messages forever, but you can do it for like 7 days. And I can guarantee you have so many calls and so many calls with other people who sign up, and that literally helps you to like get your business off the air. So what did we cover today? We covered already how to do proper reach outs, how to set up your profile that you get more people in your business, how to pivot, when is the right time to go from private to business conversation, and how to structure reels to get views. So what is the thing I cannot do for you now? Action and consistency. So you have to do it, right? But I can actually, and this is very interesting now. What would it be if you can have someone starting conversations for you while you're at work, while you spend time with your kids? And this is now how to learn how to outsource your network marketing business. I did this with Joe from Australia. She invested $400 into the DM service. This is an assistant who sends out 30 to 50 messages a day, 6 days a week to your target audience. And she gained more than $10,000 in 6 weeks because of a new business, what came in. And there's also a video where she speaks about it. Is there any chance that we can play that, or does it not really work?
It should work on a webinar. Let's just try it and see. And if not,
okay.
I mean, the girls are excited. They're saying they have like 5 pages of notes already. They're loving this.
Okay. The thing is, when I click go to share sound, it is like blurry. But that's
Try it now. I made you the host. I thought you were already the host.
okay. No, it's still same. But let's see. So, I mean, there are also some captions. Maybe you can just read the captions. Yeah, that worked amazingly. But I think I mean, you could read at least. So how that works is basically that an assistant logs in on your Instagram account and sends out 30 to 50 messages. and you need to give him the hashtags and the pages. For example, mom life, mom, kids, whatever it is, travel, cosmetics, skincare. You send him the message and he's doing that 30 to 50 times, 6 days a week. When you think about that, you only reply to the messages. So you don't need to search for people. He's basically searching for you. You also get a course on how to onboard the DM service, how to lead conversations to book calls, what kind of questions to ask, and how to close people effectively. And when I worked with Ellie, she got 2 signups already because of using the DM service in the first months. Jade, they are selling a travel business, travel platform, bookings and stuff. And she got her first sign up after 7 days using it. Because you need to think about it. 30 to 50 messages a day or 6 days a week are 800 a month. From the 800 messages, you get approximately 150 reply back to you. So around like 5 to 8 a day reply back to you. Because some messages land in the request file, some people don't look at it, some people look at it, some people reply to you later. And these are basically 150 leads additionally what you get every month. So before the DM service, you spend hours messaging people. You're stuck because you don't have so many people to talk to, and you have no time because when you go home after work or when you put your kids to bed, you don't want to message all the time people. So it's easier to reply to those people who are already interested. And after the DM service, you have 30 to 50 targeted messages, 6 days a week, and you have real conversations in your inbox and leads from your niche daily. So, and this is for you if you're not consistent and if you're overwhelmed of trying to do everything by yourself, because we have so much things to do, but we cannot use our time to send out messages when somebody can do that for us. We need to focus on making sales and recruiting people because this is what moves the needle. So how much does it cost? It costs $397 in the first month with all the onboarding and stuff, and then $97 monthly afterwards, and you can cancel it anytime. So there's no like 3 months minimum or whatever. You just have a 30-day notice and you can literally use that. So we only have 50 seats available because the assistant that we work with, he also has a small team. And I asked him before, how many new people can we bring on? He said 50 because afterwards he needs to train more people because it's real people, not an AI tool. And that's the reason why you can communicate all the time if you want to make some changes. And for the first 30 people who will join, they will get a bonus. And what they get as a bonus is an Instagram profile audit where I review your Instagram profile and I tell you what you need to write in your bio based on the target audience what you have, what you need to put in your highlights that you build trust faster, and what you put in your 3 pinned posts. And also I give you a content strategy, some real ideas, what you can use directly to get more results with the DM service. Another bonus that you get is you get my system, how I recruited more than 120 people on Instagram. You get that on top. You also get 10 poll story ideas to get clients and distributors. So basically what I showed you before, the 2 screenshots with the 2 polls, you also get 10 of those ideas, what you can use over the next 2-3 weeks. And you also get 10 real scripts based on the structure what I wrote before to get either a client or to get a distributor. And what you can do literally now is you never have the excuse anymore because I don't know what kind of content you post, because you can literally take that script what I gave you now, the 10 real ideas, you can download it, you put it in ChatGPT, and you said, this is the structure, give me 20 more whole stories that I can upload to get more people in my pharmacy business. And then you get 20 more ideas. So you never run out of content for your entire life by doing that. And now the best part, it doesn't cost $397. It only costs $297 when you join until midnight Eastern time. So, and what you do for that you get that stuff is this. That's what I'm going to show you now. Let's see where we can put the link so that people can join. So look, if you go here on the link to checkout and you scroll down to promo code, and you type in pharmacy, then you have $100 off, okay? For the first 30 people that join. And how can we post now the link somewhere? Is there any way? Maybe how can we do this now?
I can post it in our chat. The girls are typing in their chat. I just got to say something real quick, Alex. One of the girls in the chat, she's like, I am getting on this. There was a similar program another coach offered, and you want to know how much he charged for the first month?
How much?
$50,000.
No way, really?
So they're like $400 is a steal. You guys, it's not even $400. Like there's a deal going on. So this is definitely, you guys, I'm doing it. I'm definitely doing it. This is going to be such a huge return on investment. I'm so excited. But Alex, if you get me the link, I will make sure every single person has it. I will also send out an email to everyone who registered, which we had a lot more registered than we're actually on the call tonight. Make sure that tonight they will have an email with all of the links as well.
Sure, awesome. What we can do is we can also make a Q&A, for example. Somebody can raise their hand, maybe unmute yourself if you have any questions about social media or whatever. Then you can also click on that. And I saw that you guys made an amazing job on promoting the training on Instagram. What you can do now is, because we do for sure some other trainings also in the future, make a video after that call and speak about how you like the training, tag me, and I repost your profile on my story. Then also like 2,000-3,000 people watch your profile, so you also get more reach. Just tag me later, I share it, and then you get more people on your profile too. And if somebody has a question now, maybe you can raise the hand, and then we can bring them in the panel, and then maybe you can ask a question about social media, about the DM service or whatever.
Yeah, don't be shy, ladies. All right, just use the little raise hand and then I will add you into the panel. Are they all shy? Are they all shy
The
right
first
now?
3 already coming. Laura, buongiorno. Allowed to talk. So Laura, welcome to the hot
There we
seat.
go. Yep, you can just unmute yourself, love.
Or do we need to? Okay. I think now
Hi,
it's
actually,
working.
I had just answered one of your questions earlier. I didn't have any questions, but this was just amazing. I have like 3 or 4 pages of notes. I'm excited. I want the link. I'm doing it. This is awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
really, really
Okay.
helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. I
Jessica
appreciate it.
has a question. She wants to know, can this work for TikTok? Can you log into her TikTok and do this?
We never tried it on TikTok. The thing is, TikTok is more complicated because you cannot blast out so many messages like Instagram, because on Instagram you can literally message strangers, and that's what you can't do on TikTok, and what you also cannot do on Facebook very well. So Instagram works very well. TikTok doesn't work so good with that.
Lots of questions in the Q&A. I told them, raise your hand, come on panel.
So
Jesse says, I don't see a hand raised on my end, but wondering what the key idea was behind restructuring the highlights on Instagram. I don't remember hearing that explanation.
So the key idea of structuring the highlights is that you only keep the things what help you sell your business somehow. So for example, what doesn't sell your business is that you have been to Spain 260 weeks ago, because nobody cares about that. People care about who is that person here on that profile. So that's the reason why you need a highlight about you, where you tell your story. Another thing, what you need a highlight about product testimonials. What happens if you use the product before and after? Number 3, you use highlights about income. How people change their life if they work with you. I can show that by one of my clients that works extremely well. Because this is, at the end of the day, that the only thing what is selling is before and after. So for example, when we take a look at that highlight results. So what she did basically is she speaks about some stuff and so blah, 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 my business, whatever. And then she shares what happens if they work with her. And the crazy part is that they are not even in her organization, but they in in the wider team, like in general. So if you don't have some success stories, you just take somebody else until you have your own. Okay. So what she did is she wrote before she joined the business, she worked 3 jobs. She had no time for herself. She was unhealthy and she only had 25 days of vacation per year. Now she's ambitious. She's a goal-getter. She has her own agenda and she has freedom, and she traveled to 14 different countries in 2024 and she lost 15 kilos. So that's what's all about. How was her life before? How is her life now? Then she did some before and after in Dutch, but I don't understand Dutch, so I can't read it. So, and here, for example, is another one. Broke rugby player 2012, living far away from family, struggling every month to make ends meet, and then helping 20,000 people to transform their lives. That's one of the most successful distributors in Herbalife. And then basically she gives people an option to reach out to her. So what's your goal? Make more money, feel more confident, lose weight, gain muscles. And those are all leads that you can message. And that should be the highlights. Okay. So Karen Sullivan, allowed to talk. Hey, Karen.
You can unmute yourself, Karen.
There I go. I think this is amazing. Like, I think it's super, super amazing. However, will the link be available after today or just today?
Probably, yes. But the code is until midnight.
Until the code to get the $100 off?
Exactly.
Okay. But it will be on there afterwards, right? With just
Yes.
an extra 100? Okay. All right. But yeah, I think it's amazing. I think it's super, super amazing, and I'm excited.
Awesome. What was your favorite part, Karen?
The favorite part was just like the pictures that you did in the very beginning. Like I I come across like I'm not scared when I'm doing makeup videos, but I'm so terrified inside and I trip over my words. I don't know how to do polls, and if I have in the past, I'm saying nobody replied. And so like seeing the poll, like how much you want to make, and then like things that you want to do, that was really eye-opening for me, because I was with pharmacy like 6, 7 years ago, and I got left in the dust and didn't know what I was doing. And I left and went to another company and got left in the dust. And here I am again. And Sarah, my upline, has just been amazing. So I'm really excited to learn, or to take what you have shown us tonight, especially with the polls and stuff for Instagram, and working more closer with Sarah. I just have a really super, super good feeling, and I'm super, super excited. Like, I just like giggle when I get excited. So
Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much for
thank you
sharing
for your
it.
time. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. So who else do we have? Crystal Hernandez.
And Crystal is one of the top sellers in our entire company, just by the way.
Ah, nice. Cool.
Oh, hello. Hey, I have 2 questions. I know you said one, but I've got two. And the voice messages for 100 people in 7 days. What is an example? Because a lot of the Instagram people, like I know, it's going to be cold messaging. I mean, I know we need to
Mhm.
make connection, but we want to be urgent. So, what would be your suggestion of having like that conversation with each person? Because I could do 100 people in one day if I need to, but you said
Mhm.
7, so I'll span it out.
But if you can do 100 a day, then go for the 100.
Oh, I could.
Let's go. So the thing is, for cold people, it's hard to do because you know nothing about them, and you cannot present it in a way so interesting that they say, I'm gonna watch it now, or I'm curious about that, because you know nothing about them. So that's the reason why that's hard. So what works if, for example, you have constantly some people you have a conversation with, but you didn't invite them to see the business. And there are a lot of, for example, if you would scroll down on Instagram, let's say 20 messages, you will find some people you have the conversation with back and forth a little bit, but maybe then it faded away, or you stopped replying, or the other person didn't reply. And maybe there is like a thing where what you can use for an invitation. And that's what I would do. So for
Okay.
example, I would look for those people, and then the interesting part is it's very difficult to resist an honest compliment. So, and I can also use that by just checking their profile. So let's see if I see somebody who has beautiful hair, is dressed well, and has just an eye for that. You know, some people, you look at their profile and like, that's a very tasteful person. You know, and if you say that to someone, they appreciate it. So, and if you always start with a compliment and then you say, look, I'm involved in the business and I think you could crush it completely in that field. Maybe that sounds crazy because we don't know each other personal, but I open to check it out because you're already doing so well on Instagram and I think you could really like crush that field. If you make that compliment honest in the beginning, it's also possible that you get people then after that, they say, okay, let me show you, because they say at least thank you and appreciate it and whatever. When I invited so many people, they really, some people said, I take the first part and I put it as a ringtone in the morning, as a motivational message to get up, you know? So
Yeah.
because I really stroke their ego, you know? And it's so hard to resist when you really when you tell people what you appreciate about them.
Okay, perfect. My second question, do you recommend having your Instagram and your Facebook linked together or have it separate?
Yes, that makes sense, but it doesn't make sense to pin it to your profile that you lead people to Facebook. So what I do is I have it linked, but it's not that go to my Facebook page, because what's on the Facebook page, what's on the Instagram page. I don't want to lead them away. But I also have in the settings that it gets shared automatically when I upload a story, it also gets shared to Facebook. But it's not that I want to try to lead people to Facebook.
Okay, perfect. And I appreciate everything that you're doing for us tonight. It's been amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna do Jesse's question because for some reason she doesn't have a raised hand. She says, are there any specific insights we should pay close attention to in our professional dashboard on Instagram? And then there's one more question. Can this work for Facebook? That's where somebody else has more followers.
Facebook doesn't work so well to send out the messages because it's much more complicated. And also with the friend requests, you cannot send so many messages at once and the person needs to stop multiple times that is doing the outreach. So we found out Facebook doesn't work so well.
Alex, what I was thinking too, if she doesn't have that many followers on Instagram, this is going to grow her Instagram.
Absolutely.
So-
Because look, what people do is you send them a message, they see you, and what they do next is it worth replying to that person? Then they check your profile. And then they maybe see like what's in your stories. And if you have no story and there is no video where you talk, then people are like, oh, okay, maybe that's a bot or whatever. So that's the reason why you need to be active. You know, you need to show people how it is living your life. You show them how you do your stuff. What was the first question?
And then the other one was, are there any specific insights we should pay close attention to in our professional dashboard on IG?
I would just pay attention to when are my followers online? What time of the day? And then I would post 1 hour a day, 1 hour before the followers are online. For example, in my situation, it's 9 a.m. I have like 15,000 people are online at 9 a.m. Eastern time and also 15,000 at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And I post at 8 a.m. every day. So that's what I do. You just, I mean, it's not so critical, but it also doesn't make sense to post, for example, like at 3 a.m. But that's the only thing. Otherwise, you can only see like how many followers you have. And what I would do is I would challenge myself to upload 1 video a day for 30 days. And then you check the insights and you check which video got you the most views, which video got you the most leads, and which video got you the most followers. And when you found out like who is that video was gave you the most followers, then you try to multiply that video in a different kind. So for example, how I started those videos with Network Marketers Don't Know What to Post Today. The first video was don't know what to post today. That was just not the first, and that also got a little bit more views. Then the second stage was I wrote Network Marketers as a text on the screen. And then I just spoke Network Marketers. Then I just spoke Don't Know What to Post Today. And the final stage was when I called them out in the text basically, and in my sentence in the beginning. And that's when I got like, in one video I had like 80,000 views. Network Marketers Don't Know What to Post Today. And that video got me like 3,000 followers because they shared it with like 4,000 people. It's completely insane. And I didn't run ads on it, nothing. And then I realized, okay, this is an interesting format. And then I found out, and then I go to ChatGPT and I said, look, this is the video what I made. It got me 3,000 shares, 3,000 followers. What question can a network marketer ask to get more people voting on the polls? And then he gave me another idea. I did the same video, Network Marketers Don't Know What to Post Today, with a different shirt, different location, and it also got like more views. And that's, for example, now what I post 2-3 times a week, a video like this, because I found out that it works. So you need to play around a little bit. So is there anybody else? Do we have somebody?
I answered a few of them. Like one of the girls said, what if I don't have a lot of followers on Instagram? I said the same thing. This is really going to kickstart your Instagram because you guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know a lot of you love Facebook, but Facebook it's a dying platform. People are on Instagram. So if we want to find the people, we got to be where the people are. So we got to get with the times. So this will kickstart your Instagram. Like this is going to help you kickstart. Another one, should we start editing messages or should we start sending messages out before we edit our profile or after? And I said edit first, but I'm going to let you answer that.
Yes, I would just make sure to, because when you get the DM service, you get a profile audit. What I sent you is like a 2-3 pages PDF, but you can literally make copy and paste.
And can I tell you, Alex, real quick, Erica got that from you. And she sent it to me and she's like, my mind is blown. I mean, everything from her username, it wasn't something people weren't going to remember. You even gave her examples of what she should use for her username. You gave her examples of what her profile should look like. You gave her examples on every single thing and walked her through every single step. And she said, this is her exact word. She said, I feel like I have a clear plan. I feel like I have a roadmap. So thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, that's what tomorrow I do the whole day profile audits for all of you.
Let me check for some more questions. Okay, so pharmacy has so many categories. Will we confuse our audience if we focus on more than one category, or is it okay to target different areas? Like we have skin, we have hair products, we have weight loss products.
I would, for example, I wouldn't speak every day about, for example, a hair care, then makeup, and I would just switch it. For example, 1 week I do this, but because you cannot speak all the time about a shampoo, for example. So what you do is you always share your life more and you try to wake people up why it makes sense to start a network marketing business, why it makes sense to join Farmasi, why it makes sense to start a network marketing business, and your private life. So that's basically the content pillar. And I would pick one product for a week what you can speak about with a testimonial. So for example, when you say, okay, this week, next week is shampoo week. Okay, who has a great testimonial about shampoo? Which shampoo did you use before? How was your hair before? Dry, didn't look good, felt flat, whatever. Then I use this, now full of volume, looks better. Then you speak about her and you can say, look, this is the mistake what most people do when they buy shampoo. They didn't look at this and this and this and this. Look at her, for example. She had her hair looked like this before. Her hair looks like now, like this. If you want to know which shampoo she is using, comment shampoo below and I'll show it to you. Next week, you do it with skincare. You do the same structure with skincare.
That's a perfect plan. Okay, so I'm not the host anymore, so I can't do it. But Erica, your newest client, she said she's raising her hand.
Okay, wait a second. Participant. I see only Karen, Laura, buongiorno. Crystal.
Erica.
Oh, no, wait, panelist. No, what? Okay. Oh, wait, here. Allow to talk. Hello, Erica.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so here comes the blunt person, the person who's going to be the blunt because the proof is in the pudding. Okay, so when I met Alex in Miami, I wanted to sign up right then and there, like right at that moment. We talked, it was like time to sign up. I waited a couple of days, I had to get some things in order, I signed up. So we did the profile audit first, and I will tell you, my profile from my insights went from 23,000 to 37,000 literally in like 24 hours. Now it's opens up to 42,000. Like what? Like I was like, wait a minute, I don't understand this, but whatever is working. So, okay. So I started my DM services today. The messages went out. I think there was like 50 something messages. I don't remember exactly. And I've had 4 conversations, and these are just regular conversations with people that are not following me, but have chosen to follow me now because of, oh, I see, my recent reels with my teenager. They're like, oh my God, those look so cute. That's so great that you get to do that with your teenager. I wish my teenager would do that, right? We're just having those conversations. And one of the things as network marketers, we want the business so quick that we tend to vomit out of our mouth in the beginning. We forget we need these people to trust us, right? We want them to believe in us And then we talk about the business. And it's one of the things, as I was watching Alex's closer, how to make the close, you have to understand what they want, right? Like I work a 9 to 5. I work for Jeff Bezos, okay? And I haven't gotten a raise in 3 years. How do you think that feels when he's, renting out a whole, what did you get married in Italy or something? And I'm sitting back like, wait a minute, no. I can't take a day off because no. But when you find out people are having these same experiences, guess what? You know what? I'm experiencing the same thing. That's why I'm doing this business. You need to do ... But I will tell you, every one of you on this call, do not be afraid to sign up for this. You're going to see the results, but you got to show up. You got to be consistent. You cannot do this and then just expect everything to do the work itself. It's not going to work that way, right? It's like I told you yesterday, this is like a brick and mortar. You're making an investment in your business. You're going to put up those fancy lights, right? Like if it was a storefront, put up those fancy lights, you're going to attract everybody in, but you got to open the door. If you're not opening the door, no one's coming in. So remember, I will always say that, open your door. This is your business. You want it, you got to go get it. You got to show up. You got to do the things that are going to bring people in. But this is going to build you that comfort to what? The messages are going out. If you still like Facebook, go ahead and schedule your post on Facebook. I literally sat today and was able to go play bingo with my family, knowing my messages went out, my posts were scheduled, and I was going to be done to attend this meeting. Now I can go home and I can check my messages and I can upload my reels. Hello, life is easy. And guess what? My business is being run. And if I wake up tomorrow morning, which I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning, and I'll be at 18% tomorrow morning, I'm like, oh, this is great. Move along. This is where you need to be. So the proof is in the pudding. I signed up with Alex. If you miss the opportunity, you just missed the opportunity. You know me, I'm blunt. You miss the opportunity, it's your time. So do not miss this opportunity. And I will tell you the profile audit. When I read it, I was like, oh, wow, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, my picture is kind of, oh, wow. Yeah, I had like 19 bubbles. What are you going to do with 19 bubbles? Who wants to spend that much time on your profile? So take the moment. Remember, it's an investment. It's a write-off. So don't overanalyze it. Just do it. But again, show up and do the things you need to do. So that's all I got to say, because there's a big spider on my window right now, and I'm like trying not to freak out.
Thank you, Erica. Amazing.
Mic drop, mic drop. I think we can end it with that, Alex, because that was great. If you want to get into the WhatsApp that we have with Jennifer and you and I, and just give me that link, you guys, you will all have it in your email box within 10 minutes. I will send it out immediately before I go to bed, before I even leave the seat. And I'm signing up before I leave this seat. I'm very excited, and I'll also make sure it's in the team page, it's in the team chats. I'll make sure, I know I invited my sponsors team on this as well, so I will make sure that it's in your guys' chats and your team page as well. And let's all level up. Let's all get to, you see, well, my screen's blurred, but I got these big checks on my wall. My next one I'm going for is the $50,000 bonus, and I know that this is going to get me there, so let's do it, you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the opportunity today. And we stay in touch. We also put the recording on YouTube, whatever, you can rewatch it. And thank you so much. Make a video, tag me, I'll repost you on Instagram, and see you next time.
Yeah, and make sure to follow him if you guys have more questions about the program. Maybe you couldn't answer your question in here. Follow him on Instagram, you guys.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye, guys. Let's do this.